championship or anything else mean anything when Tony Khan is the final say when it comes to booking? You think Okada's going to...
No.
He's going to come in here and say, oh, not just book him. He can't say it. He can't speak English. Now he can some.
Get ready.
But you think he's going to say, I'll just book everything I do like everybody else does?
See, that's the thing. Tony Khan has squandered everyone's upward mobility by dropping the ball every time there's anything happening. The Acclaim, Wardlow, and even down the line. So now the idea is he got Ospreay, Okada, Mercedes Moné. 3 expensive, talented pieces. It's not going to get worse. All of a sudden now he has to slot them into the show every single week. So now he has these 3 big pieces at the same time, making a lot of money at the same time. So now the issue becomes, can Tony Khan, who has squandered everyone's, what's the word I'm looking for?
Everyone's potential,
everyone who's getting over, he's squandered it every single time. Just the booking. He has these 3 at the same time. He's not going to squander it with them.
Well, exactly. How can he make these people worth this much money? And then that's what I think I said on one of the programs last week. I don't know if he could get The Rock for $10 million. If he could make $10 million back on The Rock. I don't know if he could get any major star that he could make his money back on. Because they would be devalued in this environment. Everybody is. And then something you mentioned happened after that here on the program with Renee and Willow and Statlander and Stokely Hathaway and Monet comes in and they do some scripted business skit, whatever in the back. It looked like a reading for a scene in a play that they were just reading through, not like the actual performance.
It doesn't feel like it.
And they think they're dramatic actresses. And Stokely's trying to be funny. And poor Statlander, the only one, including Mercedes Moné, I know she's over now, but as a professional wrestler, I think Chris Statlander has a lot more goddamn potential than Mercedes Moné. Whether she'll ever get to realize it or not, being stuck here is another fucking issue. But anyway, would you like to move on to the next match, Brian? Because I have some questions.
Yes.
Okay. Hook versus Jericho. They were partners last week. And now apparently they're having a match because the explanation was Jericho wanted to see what Hook's made out of.
Yes.
And then they have a match, which we'll talk about exactly what happened here in a second. But the point is, then Hook wins. And then Jericho comes out after the match and says, I've got a proposition for Hook, and I'm going to make it to him next week. So, the obvious question is, and I know what your obvious answer is, has Chris Jericho hooked himself up to the hook wagon to try now to leech some of the adrenochrome from the young talent and be in with the cool kids and do something meaningful that is under the guise of getting Hook over, but is in the end probably going to make Jericho look better than most everybody else involved.
A what?
Well, nothing he's been trying to do has worked for him lately. I mean, there's a reason he's in this. There's a reason he's Lionheart Chris Jericho right now, getting no reaction.
Boy, that no Judas changes
everything. Everything. And what was he trying to prove? Getting thrown on his head a bunch of times.
We'll see.
Because I mean, it's Brock Lesnar. When was the last time you saw someone just get suplexed nonstop in a match like this?
Well, and that's the thing is that I see the story he's trying to tell, and I see the way he sold it. He hits me with one of those suplexes out of nowhere right at the start of the match, and I land on my head, and I sell my head for the rest of the match. And the more he drops me, the more the problem is, and people believe the head injuries, right, to the blah, blah, blah. And so that's the kind of match they did. Every time Jericho would fight back, Hook would German suplex him or some kind of suplex him and drop him back on his head, and he'd still make a comeback. And then, finally, Hook gets the choke on Jericho and holds it for a while.